Okay, well, first of all, appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. Thankful for that. Appreciate Chick-fil-A and just, the awesome job that they do with everything. Gary Stokin, man, just a class act and everything about the whole organization. So it was a fun night. I literally did forget there was a trophy. That didn't even enter my equation, but thankful that we got it. Last time we were in this game, we were able to, I think, beat Auburn in 12, and then we came back later on in December. So if we can, and we won. So if we can win again in December in that game, then good things are probably happening for the Tigers. So fun night, proud of our guys. Knew that it was going to be a little bit of a feeling out process with them. They had a lot of new people, a lot of new personnel, a lot of new coaches. Defense really set the tone for us and allowed us to kind of settle in. And honestly, it was kind of probably best case scenario because we had a couple patches where we struggled a little bit. The first drive was really good. We need like a foot, and we get I think Putnam was just amped up, first game in that environment, and he throws a little high and a heater, and didn't, we were lucky that we got our hand on it. We were at least pumped the ball away. And then the second drive was a great drive. We get down, and it was close. I thought they told me wrong. I thought they called him down. And so when they said stands, we thought we had the ball. So we had some miscommunication there. They called him a fumble. So as it stands, they got the ball. So that was a, costly turnover. We were almost in the red zone there. And then we had a couple of bad field positions. And then all of a sudden, man, I just love how we responded. I think you saw DJ do things tonight that, we needed to see and that he didn't do last year. Man, he made a lot of plays with his legs. He showed great leadership, great moxie. And like I said, probably best case scenario that it didn't just all go perfect. Because, it's good to see him. There's nobody in America that had more eyes on him tonight than our quarterback. And I love how he responded. He led. He made some huge plays for us. We left a little out there. We dropped a huge slant and go. It was right on the money. Probably missed one other throw. Need to be just a little bit more outside on the back shoulder to EJ, and that probably was a touchdown. But he made good decisions. We had some communication things that we got to clean up. Was really disappointed on 3rd down and 3. We were all jacked up. The line went one way and our skill went the other way, and it was that bad stuff happens. It was a TFL for us. So, but we were 7 of 15 on 3rd down, 60% completion, and made some big plays. Again, just proud of what I saw offensively there in the second half in particular. Thought we settled in, and when it was 14-10, and you could kind of feel a little tension. 12-play drive, 9-play drive. I think we scored out of like 4 out of the next 5 possessions. I think we scored. And so I'm just really proud of how we responded and how the guys competed and played. We got the tempo going. I thought we wore them down in the 4th quarter. So it was really good to see a lot of guys making plays. Brady had a huge 3rd down. It was a targeting as well. I thought that was a big momentum play. Davis Allen, a couple huge plays. Bo Collins, Antonio Williams, had some huge plays and some runs after the catch that I thought were crucial for us. All the backs, we had some short fields, because of the block punts and stop on down. So, there's probably more yardage out there that we could. But I'll take short yardage, short fields any game. I'll give up 515 yards for 378 or 9 every single game if we can get short field position like that. So, but again, offensively, putting Cade in, and we're trying to run the score, but we just needed him to play. Like, I didn't need him to go out there and hand the ball off. I needed him to have to play. And, man, our backup receivers did a great job. And he did an awesome job and sparked us, so it was a lot of fun. To see Will Taylor, Drew made a couple of big plays. Will Taylor gets the touchdown. Dominique Thomas got in there, our whole second offensive line, and we go right down the field. So it was good to see. That's really good for those guys. It's good experience that we can build on. And then defensively, man, again, they set the tone. Only 10 points. The name of the game's 2 points. We need to be a better pass defense this year. we need to be a better pass offense and pass defense, and I saw both of those things tonight. First play of the game, great position by Fred and Makuba to kind of set the tone for that. 2 of 16 on third down, so that's just outstanding. I thought we were active up front. We played a ton of people. We had a couple of sacks. We could stop on downs. I thought the quarterback did some good things. They only had one big play. It was 21 yards. So I'm just really proud of our D and how they stood up. We got some things, same thing, communications. We got a 4th and 6. We're playing cover 0, and we line up outside. You can't get beat inside. That's the easiest throw in the book. So you got to take away the leverage. So some things like that. And I thought we did a very average job at times on some of the perimeter tackling that we can clean up. Where they got some yards after contact, made some guys miss. So again, first game, you've had 2 scrimmages and that's it. And those are controlled and limited. So a lot of things that we can build on defensively, but just really proud of how they responded, and then how the offense came alongside them, and we played really great complementary football in the second half. Carson Donnelly, been here 5 years, and man, what a grinder, what a huge play. It's the first time since '07 that we blocked 2 punts, and I was at that game, but I had 2 wideouts. My 2 wideouts at South Carolina, Nelson Fairber and Dante Harris blocked 2 punts in that game. I'll never forget it. It set the tone. And man, I'm really happy for Carson Donnelly, and I'm glad we were able to punch that in and get the points. And then Wade Woodass, true freshman, he comes out there and gets another one. BT, it's great to know you got a weapon like BT. And but to me, the story for me, special teams wise, was Aiden Swanson. You media that was at that first practice, I know y'all probably pretty shocked. Y'all probably thought I was blowing smoke, but he really only had one bad day, and unfortunately y'all were there. Maybe I should move to the punt to the end of practice when y'all were gone, but it was awful for sure. But after that first day, Aiden has been great, and to be able to see him come out there tonight and have a game like he did, that's going to be great confidence builder for him. So really, really proud of the special teams and what we were able to do, and again, it's just a good start. The goal was to win the opener, create some momentum, something we didn't do last year. Every championship team I've had, we won the opener. So it's a big game, and again, a lot we can build on and correct. Good teams keep getting better, and I think that's what we'll do. Got a quick turnaround, a short week. It's Sunday for us tomorrow, but it's Tuesday in the rest of the world, and we play again on Saturday. So we've got a good plan, and I'm glad we were able to play a lot of guys there in the fourth quarter. But really appreciate our fans. Thought it was a good environment, and again, a lot of fun and a good start for us. So with that, I'll take your questions.
Coach, 2 questions. First, talk a little bit about the flow with 2 new coordinators, and then also you're mentioning your son, just the dad in you, being able to see him out there, realize his dream. Just talk a little bit about that as well as, being a dad as well as coach. Yeah,
well, Drew's a good little player, man. He really is. You ask anybody on the team, they'll tell you that. He's worked really hard. He's had some injuries. He broke his collarbone. He's got a plate and 9 screws in his collarbone. He missed a little time, but he probably had as good a spring in camp as anybody. He's a kid we trust, and he's gritty. He's played some special teams, and really happy for him. Proud of him, and it was fun. Kate put the ball in the money. He finished the plays, and then great execution on the little bunch route with he and Will Taylor, for the touchdown. What was the other question?
Coordinators.
Yeah. I mean, well, thankful that we had kind of a trial run, if you will, in the Cheez-It Bowl. Probably shouldn't say Cheez-It Bowl. We're in Chick-fil-A here, but Chick-fil-A and Cheez-Its, they all go good together. But we had a little trial run, and I think that was helpful for all of us. But just those guys have done a great job. We got an awesome staff. It's a lot of fun. We gave a great game ball to Graham Neff in there. He's off to a better start than me. because my first ever game I lost to Georgia Tech, and Tyler Grisham threw a pick six in that game, and Thomas Austin got a real bad holding call in that game, and now they're on my staff. So, but you know, good Graham's a Georgia Tech grad, so I know this was a big night for him, his first game as the AD, and then gave one to Nick Easton as well. First game back in 20 years for Nick Easton. Proud of him, and we got a lot of new guys, a lot of new people on the staff, and so it's fun to get off to a good start. And the coordinators I thought they did a great job. And again, it's frustrating at times when you know you've got a really good play call, but maybe you don't quite execute as well, or you have something a little off, or communication or whatever. But I thought Street hung in there and really, again, got the rhythm going, got the tempo going, and we wore them down late.
Hey Dabo, Miles Williams of the 3-point conversion. Now, I heard you talking about being active on the line. Was it something that you saw in Georgia Tech, maybe in the past or on film, that you felt on defense would specifically moving on the line? Because it seemed like they kept getting false starts after false starts with the movement. Was that strategic?
Well, I mean, we do a lot of stemming defensively. We always have. So, I mean, we're in and out of even fronts and odd fronts and bear fronts and okie fronts. I mean, we don't line up a lot and just sit there. I mean, we try to move around and create some disruption. But I don't know. I can't speak to that. I mean, we've been there too. I mean, we've jumped off sides a lot, critical times as well. So, but I thought we, for the most part, were pretty clean tonight. I don't know what the penalties were, but
I think it was 3.
Three. We did a pretty good job, for the most part. Just some of the stuff that you see on. I mean, I saw a lot of stuff. Man, I don't know that I've ever watched more football since last Thursday. It's been crazy because you're so far ahead, you're ready to play, and so we got to watch a lot of ball. And I think it was like coaching 101 the last 5 days. Just so many situations and just special team stuff and sloppy play here or there and just some issues. And I thought for the most part our team, outside of a few spots here and there, we played a pretty clean game for an opener. Mid-season, I'd be a little disappointed in some areas, but for an opener, we were pretty clean.
Hey Dabo, DJ was just asked about Cade's final drive and kind of lit up talking about it. How have you seen the relationship between those two guys grow over the course of the offseason?
Well, they're just, first of all, great kids. I mean, they're both just incredible young men. They're both very humble. They're both great leaders. They're both really, really talented, and they support each other. So it's been awesome, And again, kind of best case scenario tonight that again DJ had to kind of fight through some adversity and just really show the grit and moxie, and he made some big plays, man, with his feet, extending plays, made some beautiful throws. I thought our guys made some plays. I'd like to have seen Davis make that play down on the goal line. Like we got to make that play. EJ had one that we ended up having a punt right there, sky punt at the end because we had a drop right on the money there. So, we missed a few, but we made some big plays that we didn't make last year to support him. And so I'm just proud of him again. And then for Cade to be able to get in there and really, the moment not be too big, just poised, accurate, and made some great plays. Very good decision maker. Showed his aptitude, how he can process things. It's a great. I was hoping we'd get one more shot and I would get Hunter in there, but it's a good situation for us for sure. It's the most important position in football, and we got guys that can go win.
That spin move by DJ where he broke the tackles and the lateral to Shipley. That seemed to maybe change everything at that point in time. You guys went on from there. What does that say to you about him and just the way you talked about him being able to keep plays alive and make things happen? Is that the kind of thing you believe about in him? Yeah, and that's a play we didn't make last year. We didn't make that play. I think about the NC State game up there. Clemson fans remember that. You remember that?
he kind of ruined it. He flipped that thing and Shipley dropped it. And he probably would have gone 60 yards. And, you know, we didn't make some of those plays. And then again, I think his strength, his grit, and just where he is physically, finding a way, man. He's got some creativity to him, but that was a big play. I thought that was a huge play. Downhill run by Shipley to go get it. But those are the plays you got to make. I mean, that's football. I mean, that's the type of ball plays that you have to make to be a good offense. It's not always going to go according to the script. You gotta make plays. And sometimes when maybe it's not as clean or it's not there, and I loved how we were able to do that down the stretch.
Dabo, outside of QB run, would you have liked to see more production from the run game tonight?
Well, we had short fields. You know, I mean, we had several. There's always. I mean, I think with run games, that's one thing I'm not worried about. We need to be a better pass offense. You know, y'all wrote all about how terrible we were pass offense, and rightfully so. We were god awful. So we need to get better. And I thought we got better. We were 60% completion. We were 7 of 15 on third down. We made some big plays, and we left some stuff out there. But we had some very short fields. But we did some good things in the run game. But yeah, you'd like to have more rushing yards. And I think you're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna have every game where we have some starting field position the way we did. I'll take it. Y'all can ask me that question every week. Where's the running game? I was like, well, I don't know. We scored 41 points, but it's definitely an area we can improve. The 3rd and 1, we're going to get that. But you're going to get a snap right there. You get that, then that leads to another possession. And here you go. So just a lot of things we can clean up. It's never perfect, but we got good players, and I thought they all did some good things.
Dabo, you talked a little about some of the plays that got made that you wouldn't have made last year, didn't make last year. I'm curious for DJ in particular, what did you see from him in this game that maybe you didn't see consistently last year in terms of growth or things that he was able to do out there?
He didn't make a bad play worse. Took care of the ball outside of one play, and put the ball on the money, and just I thought he pushed through the adversity.
Dabo, you mentioned the past game. What's it like to have a guy like Antonio Williams show up on campus in July and perform like he has to get where he is, as well with Brandon coming back and Will coming back from injury, having the true slot guys there this year?
Yeah, he's a great player, and he'll play the slot, and he'll play the outside spot too. He'll play a couple spots for us as we go through the year, but he's a really good player. And we've seen that all camp, and Will's coming. Will's, as I've said, they're very similar in their ability, to be honest with you. But Antonio is just a more polished, true receiver. That's all he's played. Whereas Will Taylor's quarterback, and we never really got to transition him because he spent all year rehabbing a ACL, right? Didn't get the fall. He didn't get any work in the spring, so he's literally like a true freshman and a new position. But he just took the brace off, so they're very similar. But Antonio's just a more polished, savvy route runner and all that, just because he just played. But Will's coming, and so it's good to have those guys for sure. And man, Speck's a baller. We got a good group. EJ can play in and out. Bo. I mean, we got a lot of guys there that all have opportunity to make plays for us. I thought Dakari's drawing the PI was a big play for us on third down. Big body. It was a good throw by DJ to give him a chance to make a play, and we got the PI there. So, just again, a lot of guys had opportunity to play and touch it, and we just trust those guys. But Antonio and listen, nobody y'all wait till you see Adam Randall. Don't forget about him. He's pretty good, and he honestly could have played tonight. They just kind of holding him back. So he had a full week and a half of practice, all scout team, and he's going to do scout team this week. And so we're going to get him back real soon, and that's going to be a nice guy to add to the equation for sure. But Adelo Antonio is off to a great start tonight.
Coach, I know DJ's your starter, but do you want to get Cade more involved in games these next couple of weeks? And what do you foresee for Cade these
Yeah, we you know, just like we said, and again, no different than when DJ came in here, when Trevor was the starter. We want to get DJ as much opportunity as we can, and we definitely want to get Cade as much opportunity as we can within the flow of the game and within the flow of the season. So, you know, really proud of him and how he started, and that's going to be huge for his confidence. I'm really glad it worked out that he was able to get in there, because as opposed to, you know, waiting another week to get your first snap, because now he's got a taste of it, and not only that, but on the road. So, you know, definitely want to get him as much opportunity as we can, just to develop some confidence and get him some experience. Because I mean, as we saw with DJ, right, a couple of years ago, I mean, boom, next thing you know, you got to be able to go win. And you know, DJ was, I think, MVP of the Boston College game, and then man goes up to Notre Dame and throws for 400, almost 500 yards. We didn't win the game in double overtime there, but you know, it's you just never know. So as much experience as we can get, we would definitely would love to do that.
Hey Dabo, how would you describe the overall play of the offense tonight?
You know, not mid-season form. Again, we had some communication things that got to be cleaned up. Critical 3rd and 3. You know, total miscommunication. We had the one snap. We had the fumble, not quite in the red zone. We were 7 for 7 in the red zone scoring. You know, that's really good. We were 7 for 7, and that's an area we need to be great. And you know, we'll watch the tape, and I'm sure there's some other things, but we missed a couple of plays. We had a couple of drops, one big one by Bo, but he made some big plays, and then we had one missed throw I thought would have been a touchdown to EJ if we just put the ball a little bit more outside. But you know, good. I mean, they showed some poise, some resiliency. You know, they, again, scored 4 out of the last 5, I think, drives, and you know, did a good job on 3rd down, 7 of 15 3rd down, 60% completion, 7 of 7 in the red zone. There were a lot of good things, but you know, the good news is there'll be a bunch we've got to correct to keep getting better. But it's a good start, and we can build on it. Good teams get better. And, you know, if we're going to be a great team, that's what we'll have to do.
We'll take 2 more for Coach if anybody has any.
Dabo, you've talked a lot about needing to be better around DJ this year. Just wide receiver and offensive line in particular, did you see what you grew up into?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, about Blake Miller, you know, and he had a couple miscues. You know, he got beat inside one time, just footwork, some things. But man, true freshman out there getting his first snaps in college. But yeah, I saw, you know, what I needed to see. I mean, again, Brenny, critical play, big plays by 84. We just we're a lot better around him for sure, and that makes him better. And then if he'll continue to improve on the things that he needs to improve on from last year, then we'll be better overall.
Last one on your right, Coach.
Coach, you already spoke about the offense and the defense. Then the fact that you all had 3 penalties, 10 yards, but also special teams, you know, 2 blocked punts. Can you say this is maybe not a complete game, but the closest you can get to a complete game as far as the overall team?
Well, I mean, we can improve, and again, we'll watch this tape, and I'm sure there's things in all 3 phases, but we played a lot of complimentary football, you know, and that's what you want to see. I mean, there was the defense set the tone and kind of carried us for a little bit, and then when the defense kind of got on their heels a little bit, the offense responded and really picked that defense up, put some wind back in their sails, and then bam, bam. You know, I thought you saw a really good complimentary football down the stretch. Field goals, punting, block punts, you name it. I mean, offense, defense, it was just kind of overwhelming there in the 4th quarter. And that's what, when you compliment each other like that, when you're talented like we are, then you can get it rolling.
All right.